Hey there, my name is Lexi, and thank you so much for joining me today. Today I'm going to be reviewing the book Verity by Colleen Hoover. I found this book in one of those free library boxes that are like sprinkled throughout the neighborhood. And I was jogging with my friend and we came across one of these. This was like the best looking option in the whole box, so I decided to take it home with me. And that was on a Sunday. I got home because I had really been craving to read a book. I had read the biography or autobiography of Etta James, and I actually read the book of Claudette King. She's the daughter of B.B. King, but I haven't done a review on that yet just because I'm not quite sure what I want to do with it. But needless to say, I was craving something to read, so when I came across this, it was Sunday that I picked it up from that box. By Wednesday, I was finished with this book, and there are 314 pages in this book. This book was absolutely such a great read. I wasn't expecting to find such an amazing book, although this is the second time I've gotten a book from one of those boxes around the neighborhood. The first one was A Million Little Pieces, which was about a drug addict who becomes sober and goes through his journey of becoming clean. But this book, this is Verity by Colleen Crawford. This book is about a young writer who she has just suffered a tragedy herself. Her mother has just passed away, and she has just witnessed someone getting run over right in front of her. She meets this man in a bathroom at a coffee shop. She's a young writer. Come to find out, the man that she met in the coffee shop, oh, by the way, if you don't like spoilers for things, then you should probably not watch this video. But anyway, turns out the guy that she met in the coffee shop, his name is Jeremy. He is the husband of a famous author whose name is Verity. And Verity has been in a tragic, well, not a tragic car accident, but a car accident that has basically made her paralyzed and she can't speak, she can't react to much of anything. But she has a contract with her publishing company to write 3 more books of her book series. So come to find out, I forget the main character's name. Her alias is Laura Chase, but I forget her real name. Lowen is her real name. So yeah, come to find out, the guy who Lowen met in the coffee shop bathroom, his name is Jeremy, married to Verity. Verity got in an accident. Publishing company wants to finish out the series. They bring on Lowen to finish writing the series for her. Now what has to happen is Lowen has to go to Verity's and Jeremy's house because she needs to look through Verity's office to see any notes about the upcoming like manuscripts or something, or notes for the last 3 series of the books that she is supposed to be writing. Sorry about the thunder outside. And if the lights flicker, I apologize. It's sounding pretty bad out there. But anyway, so Lowen ends up staying at the house. Verity lives in the house. Ooh. Verity is in the house too because she's, taken care of by a nurse that comes there. And it basically details like Lowen finding this secret manuscript for a book that is not related to the other series that Verity was writing. And it details just all these kind of horrific things that happen throughout her relationship, throughout Verity's relationship with Jeremy. When I tell y'all this book is so good, the writing is amazing to me. It reads so naturally. There's not like any like the author wasn't trying to use like really big words. You could tell everything was really simple, but it was written in a way that the way that I live my life, I can relate to the writing and it's easy for me to read. I think that's also the reason why I finished this book in just 3.5 days. The writing was just really good. So, and I like the way that it was written too. It goes between letting us know the live action or what's happening with Lowen and everything she's finding out, but it also has chapters within the book that are chapters from the manuscript of Verity that's just detailing all of these horrific things that has happened. So one of the things that happened in the book is Verity got pregnant. She didn't want kids because she wants Jeremy all to herself. So she takes a coat hanger and she tries to give herself an abortion. She's having twins. Turns out one of the twins ends up with a scar on their chin. That's actually from some common thing that happens where the tissue in the womb or something causes the kids to come out with scars. But anyway, Another incident is where she's like constantly talking about in this manuscript possibly killing her daughter, like the lesser liked of the two twins. She knows that she has a peanut allergy. Oh no, the one that she likes has a peanut allergy. She starts to become suspicious of the other twin, the twin that she doesn't like. And it's just a lot. I don't want to go into too much detail about some of the crazy deranged things that were in Verity's manuscript, but that's just part of some of the things that you'll read about if you decide to read this for yourself. So the biggest takeaways that I got from this book, and I have my notes here. We all have ways we deal with the pain and tragedy in our lives. So there's this manuscript, and Verity never wanted her husband Jeremy to find it. By the way, Lowen and Jeremy, they end up liking each other and they smash. And Lowen's freaked out because Verity can actually walk, but Jeremy hasn't figured that out yet. Fast forward to the end of the story. Verity never wanted Jeremy to read that manuscript. It comes out that one of the coping mechanisms that Verity's publishing team recommended was that when you go through hardships in life, you create like an alter ego, or you create an alternate path for that energy to flow so that it's not weighing you down. It doesn't cause you to be depressed. So the reason why Verity's book series was so successful is because she had a lot of this pain. She wrote from the perspective of the villain, and she had a very unique way of writing in the book series that people could really connect, and people had never seen that perspective from a villain before. So all of that to say, this manuscript was written from the same kind of thought process. I'm going through a lot. Let me create a character that is actually doing all of the negative things that I think through my mind. This person is not necessarily me. I have these thoughts, but I'm detaching from these feelings. I'm detaching from these thoughts, detaching from things that, I should not be thinking. I should not even want to be doing. So that is the character that's in the manuscript. But because Lowen's been doing the research, she ends up, going through the book, and she shows it to Jeremy. Jeremy, y'all, it's a lot. It's a lot. But biggest takeaway I have from this book is we all have ways that we deal with the pain and tragedy in our lives. That was one way that Verity dealt with hers. So I wonder, for the rest of us, how do we turn our tribulations and our trials into something creative, into something constructive, the way that Verity did? Even though hers was a very dark way of dealing with it, that was still her coping mechanism. So that was one of the takeaways I had from the book. Another takeaway that I thought about was embracing our dark side to turn it into something creative, which just goes with the whole narrative of we all have our different ways of dealing and coping with things. Next one is communication is very important. I say this because there was a letter at the end of the book where Verity was confessing that she never actually did the things that were written in the manuscript. She was following the advice of her publishers and detaching from, all the negativity. But Jeremy never knew that. Lowen ended up finding that letter. She never gave it to Jeremy that we know of. But all that to say, I wonder what would have happened in the story if she would have just told Jeremy how she was feeling and how that might have helped their relationship to be something genuine. Because another takeaway is fear will make you do things that probably end up hurting your relationship way more than if you just told the truth. She probably would have gotten closer with Jeremy. It was revealed that Jeremy didn't feel the same way about her that she felt about him. And so that's just another kind of insult to injury that happened within the book. But my battery is about to run out on this camera. I'm so sorry. I really want to rave about this book a little bit longer, but let me know if you would like to read this book next. It's really good. Verity by Colleen Hoover. I extremely enjoyed this. And the next book I'll be reading is More Myself by Alicia Keys, which is her autobiography. I don't know what to call it. But if you enjoyed this video, give me a big thumbs up, like, share, subscribe, and also become a patron to support me if you want to see more content like this quickly and more content that you would like to request of me. But thank you so much for joining.